Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Bougie. Guys, so yeah, the feed is already open. So I went ahead and just went it and just go ahead and we got it on. Jarvis has not entered the courtroom yet. Hopefully everybody is going to be using their microphones and their courtroom voices so that we can hear. Um, and y'all, this is the sentencing for Jarvis Budd. So I've got it on. Let me make sure the volume. Okay. Put the volume all the way up. Okay. All right. We see, and it looks like a very packed house right now. Uh, you see Mr. Riggins. You see Mr. Makepeace over there walking back towards the doors. You see Miss Ripley in the purple jacket over by the clerks. Miss Quick is over there at the table with Mr. Riggins, Ken Riggins. Those are the people from the neighborhood defense office, which I guess that's what they call the public defender's office in um, in Michigan. And things look like they're going to be getting started soon. As soon as things get started, I'm just going to go ahead and put myself on mute. Did they? No, they have not found her yet. I think that would be that would be major news. If anything like that were to come up, I definitely would let you know. I don't know anything about that. I would imagine had her body been located, they would have let us know something, but I don't think so. But you can convict someone. First of all, he took a guilty plea. So this is not, they did not have to pull this out of him through a trial. He stepped up and took the guilty, and that's not required. He did give a confession in the plea deal, uh the plea deal hearing. He gave a confession that he did cause hurt or harm to her, um to cause her grave bodily injury or harm. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully Judge Hathaway will sentence him to the maximums. I mean, that's definitely my hope. Look at Mr. Riggins and Miss Quick going to the back, I guess, to go talk to their client before they bring him out. They're probably going to remind him if they're, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. They're probably going to go talk to him. I don't know if he's going to get to make an elocution, which, if you were just in the last live, there was an elocution by the accused, Miss Diamond Vaden, who went ahead and freestyled and dropped names and all of the things. So we don't know if Jarvis is going to do an elocution or not. But I'm sure that they are going to probably talk to him a little bit. Y'all, I hope you guys know that your camera is on the floor now. So hopefully we're going to pick it up. Yes, thank you. And looks like the cameras are right there by Miss Ripley's desk. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate y'all supporting. Y'all, this has been a action-packed day. And don't forget tomorrow, which hopefully there's going to be some stream. But tomorrow, Jalen and Charla Pendergrass will be in court tomorrow. So if you are following that case with us, either we'll have some feed or we'll at least have some updates along the way, whatever the progress is going on with the Pendergrass case. Okay. But thank you to Dre's Rundover Crocs and Victoria. Thank you for supporting. Thank you so much. And if you want to, a free way to support is just hitting the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe, set your notifications, so you can be notified whenever we go live and get some new information to post and update. Okay, so they're going back to the judge's chambers, so I guess they don't wanna risk he's not trying to risk anything that he's saying getting out before, like, just it's a private conversation, so they're not even willing to do it with the company of all of these cameras and microphones. So he must I don't know what they're going to talk about, but okay. And then obviously the defendant is not out yet. So it's getting ready to go down though for all of you who have been waiting for this moment. We did not have a trial. Um, but he decided to put in a guilty plea, make some admissions, and maybe they're getting him up to date on what's happened in the past month. statements, any kind of assistance that he has provided to find um, Neziah Harris. I don't know, but maybe it's just a last minute opportunity for him to understand if Mr. Butts has provided any additional help in trying to give information regarding his crimes. Put it like that. So, and if you want some more detail about the plea deal, we did do a full video on the plea. What were most of the details? Some of the details were just not YouTube friendly. I feel like I did post them redacted. If you want to see that, make sure to comment in the comments, not in the chat, to let me know if you want me to just post those documents. But there were several. There's some public documents that are posted specifically from Wayne County prosecutor. The plea agreement was actually posted. Um, all pages for all 6 cases. And today we actually read the transcript from the February 12th plea hearing, but I did that in members with names redacted. But if that's something that you want to get into, that particular detail of how the plea agreement was recorded to the record, that information is in my members. We did that this morning. But things should be getting started pretty soon. Mm. Good morning to everyone. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Definitely thumbs up helps everything. So I certainly appreciate it. Well, he's not in the judge's chambers. It's the lawyers and the defense and the prosecution with the judge. And it looked like they went up to talk to the judge, and then the judge brought them back to his chambers, probably because there's about, I don't know, 10 camera crews in there, and probably doesn't want to risk whatever he has to say or what they had to say being picked up on audio. I don't Jarvis hadn't came out yet. So we hadn't seen him yet. Thank you so much. I see someone dropping their member milestone. Thank you. I don't know if you were in the live this morning. We did a live yesterday. We've done lots of lives recently. So hopefully everybody in membership is taking advantage of the member content. If you are not a member, it's a great time to not only support the channel, but some additional, you're not missing anything if you're not in members per se, but definitely just additional content. Nice meeting you. I used to go to Rockford all the time. Okay. Well, nice meeting you too. I see you guys are talking to each other. Very nice. People are meeting in the chat. This is beautiful. That's what we like. Look at the Bougie Gang community getting to know everybody. So, very nice. Very nice. Okay, looks like they're coming out. And then they're going to go get the defendant. Y'all, if he comes out with that face mask on, I'm not going to lie. I'm just like, my God, could this man please, can they tell him at this point, like, sir, COVID restrictions are up. Unless you've got some sort of contagious disease, nobody's wearing these masks anymore. Unless you are contagious, we're not going to have you wear the mask. What? Here comes one of the guards with the mask. Let's see what's going on here. Nyla, thank you, hun. You're so sweet. Thank you, boo. Thank you for supporting, my good sis. Thank you, hun. Drop some coins for. We had a couple of coin drops earlier today, so thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nyla Boo Boo. I appreciate you, hun. And Victoria and Dre's Runt Over Crocs. Thank you guys for supporting. 58 Diva Girl member milestone. 22 months supporting. Thank you so much. Y'all, if you missed the last sentencing, I'm telling you, let me just tell you about this before Jarvis comes out. Baby, let me tell you something. This girl started singing. The judge started asking her some questions in her elocution, which is like her moment to speak before the sentencing. Not only did she further incriminate herself, she incriminated other people, and I think she disclosed additional information that was not disclosed. It was absolutely incredible. This woman, Diamond Vaden, she's from Ohio. She just took a guilty plea for the murder of her boyfriend. We'll talk more about it. Girl, here he comes in shackles. This ninja, okay? Y'all. Okay. Still with the mask. They're probably telling him he needs to take it down. Uh-oh. All right, let me hunt for some better sound. Just one second, because this sound is not going to cut it. I was about to say, the sound is not.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Tina Ripley on behalf of the people, P83688.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Matthew Makins on behalf of the people, P82796.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Neighborhood Defender Service by Cheryl Quick, P83973, on behalf of Jarvis Butts, together with co-counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Good afternoon to your staff. Neighborhood Defender Services by Ken Reagan, P82125.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Lauren Butler, P88126, with Neighborhood Defender Service, also on behalf of Mr. Butts.
Thank you. Mr. Butts, please state your name. Jarvis Butts. All right, thank you. Attorneys, you can all have a seat if you'd like. Today is the date and time docket for sentencing for all six of Mr. Butts' matters. His cases did resolve short of trial rendered pleas with sentence agreements on all six of his files. Noting, of course, there's a lot of people in this courtroom. I want everyone to look around at all of the gentlemen and ladies wearing the brown uniforms. If anyone thinks that they are going to have difficulty controlling themselves, that includes shouting out words, things of that nature. If you're thinking you cannot control yourself and follow.
Okay, guys, I'm going to pivot over here and see. I think this sound might be a little bit better. But I'm gonna see that we like find the best sound. Hold on.
In this courtroom. I want everyone to look around at all of the gentlemen and ladies wearing the brown uniforms. If anyone thinks, if you're thinking you cannot
Girl, I don't know what just happened. Okay, well, we're gonna have to go back to where we were.
follow the rules of the court and behave in a civilized manner, now would be your time to exit the courtroom. I will not, or I will take it very seriously in the event of any sort of outburst, and I don't want to see anything like that. We all understand. Very good. All right, attorneys, as noted previously, Mr. Butts is here to be sentenced, and there were sentence agreements negotiated on all 6 of his files. He was referred for a pre-sentence investigation report. Attorneys, we did have a short bench conference, or actually chambers conference, regarding the pre-sentence investigation report, and discuss some potential changes or modifications to the sentencing guidelines. So I'll start with the prosecutors, and I don't know if one or both of you are going to be speaking here today, but have you had an opportunity to fully review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, Judge, including the guidelines.
All right, very good. Were you requesting any additions, deletions, or corrections?
Not to the body of the report. I don't know if you want to go through those first and then do the guidelines.
We can start with the body first.
Nothing to the body of the report, Judge.
Okay, and that includes, Ms. Ripley's files as well?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Defense, have you all had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report and its contents with Mr. Butts?
Yeah,
Were you requesting any additions, deletions, or corrections?
there are some changes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Whenever you're ready, counsel.
All right, the first change is going to be on the body of the report, page 1.
Is this the basic information report, counsel?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's page 3.
Page 3.
Where it lists the currently under sentence. Sentencing date for that charge should be 2/4 of 24, not 2/4 of 27.
Okay. Court will make that change. What else, counsel?
And Your Honor, my client, just one moment. Under the section on the evaluation of plan, it would be paragraph 4.
Give me 1 moment to get there, counsel. Evaluation and plan, paragraph 4.
Got it.
I'm there.
My client states he has never resided in Arizona, nor has he ever told anyone he resided in Arizona. So I like that stricken.
People?
No objection.
All right, let's strike that portion of the sentence, counsel.
Next change is going to be under the sentencing. And it is going to be number 5 of 21.
Guys, the sound is very low. So
Page 19.
doesn't look like anyone's using their microphones. So we got to just do the best that we can with the sound that we've got, because at least we're in the room. Just turn your volume all the way up, or put on your good headphones so that you can hear as much as possible. But yeah, it's not your imagination. It's low everywhere. Okay.
He did plead to one count.
If you see the final charge resulted by way of plea, the people dispute that he was only charged with 1 count of CSC.
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll strike that count 2 then.
Okay. Under page 4, under 4 of 21, the CCW.
I'm there.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. My apologies.
Take your time.
on page 25, 16 to 21.
16 of 21 on their counsel.
The sentence was actually 2 years probation with first year in Wayne County Jail, not 3.
If you will dispute that,
No objection.
all right, we'll modify that to a 2-year term of probation.
Okay. Next changes would be under the merit section, page 29.
In there.
We need to delete Danielle Dinwiddie as a child, as well as Christopher Dinwiddie. These are not Mr. Butt's biological children.
Okay, Danielle Dinwiddie should be struck.
Right. Yes.
People agree?
Yes, Judge.
Christopher Dinwiddie needs to be struck as well.
People agree?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And the listing of Davion Markel Butts should actually be Davion Pettis is his last name. Pettas.
Pettas.
Yes.
People dispute that?
No, Judge.
Make that change as well.
All right. Going to the previous page, page number 28 under family.
I'm there.
We need to add a brother, Naeem, N-A-apostrophe-I-M, Butts. This brother is deceased.
Presuming people have no objection.
No objection.
Okay. Under the family narrative, second sentence, he reported having 4 maternal half siblings. That should be 5 maternal half siblings.
Again, I presume people have no objection.
No objection.
Okay.
All right.
Next change is going to be under substance treatment. This would be page number 33 in the report.
I'm there, counsel.
Okay. Under Catholic Social Services, it shows completed no. That should be completed yes. Just one moment. The date completed that no, but he is added, he completed that.
All right, believes he completed Catholic Social Services outpatient treatment.
Yes.
People dispute that?
No, Your Honor.
I'll change the no to yes, counsel.
And Your Honor, that is it as far as changes to the body of the report. The only change to the guidelines would be the guidelines under case ending in 2436. Yeah, we'll let the people start and we'll put our change after this.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Makepeace, you were requesting some changes to how the guidelines are scored.
Yes, Judge, and I'm just gonna go in the order that they were listed in the
I
PSI,
appreciate that. I'm on the first one.
and that would be case ending 2236.
Yes.
With respect to the PRVs, we believe those are correct. The OB, the only changes on the OB should be OB 12, which is scored at 5, that should be 0.
Movie 12 is scored at 5. You believe that should be 0. I presume no objection from the defense.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll change OB 12 on that case number to reflect 0.
And that reduces the total OB level to 35. It does not change the OB level or the guideline minimum range, 43 to 86 is correct.
All right. Is defense requesting any additional modifications to how the guidelines are scored on that docket number?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'll change the total OBs to reflect 35. OB level remains the same. Guideline minimum range remains the same as well, 43 to 86 months.
Yes,
Okay. Thank you. All right. Next.
that would be case ending 6232. The PRVs are correctly scored. The same change is being requested of OB 12 from 5 to 0.
Presume again no objection from the defense.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. OB 12 will be changed to a 0. Any other changes to that, Mr. Makepeace?
Lots of the OBs, that reduces the total OB from 50 to 45. It does reduce the OB level from 5 to 4, and it reduces the guideline minimum range of 43 to 80, from 50 to 100 to 43 to 86.
Okay. Is defense concur with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and were you requesting any additional changes to that docket number?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll make those changes. Reflecting total OB 45, OB level of 4, guideline range of 43 to 86 months. Okay, next, Mr. Makepeace.
That would be case ending in 0218, the homicide case. With respect to the PRVs, the PRV2 should be scored at 20.
Defense objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, PRV 2 scored at 20.
And then PRV4, which is currently scored at 5, should be scored at 0. I believe there was an expungement there.
No objection from the defense.
No objection, Your Honor.
PRV 4 reduced to 0. OBs.
That, and the OB, the first change is OB6, which is currently scored at 50. That must be scored at 25, consistent with the plea of murder 2.
All right, OB6 should be reduced to 25. I presume the defense concurs.
Yes.
Any other changes to the OBs being requested, Mr. Makepeace?
Yes, Your Honor, the next one would be OB8, which is currently scored at 0. People should believe that should be scored at 15.
Okay, defense.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, OB8 should be scored at 15. Mr. Makepeace.
And then with respect to OB13, that's currently scored at 25. People believe that's the crimes, pattern of crimes that should be scored at 0 based on the conviction and times of offenses.
Okay, OB13 scored at 25. You believe it should be 0?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, I presume no objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, change OB13 to reflect a 0. Any others, Mr. Makepeace?
Last one, Judge, is OB19, that's currently scored at 0. People believe that should be scored at 10.
Defense.
Just one moment. Your Honor. No objection, Your Honor.
All right, OB19 will be modified to 10. All right, on docket ending in 218, the homicide matter, defense requesting any additional changes or modifications to the guidelines?
No, Your Honor.
No. Okay, Mr. Makepeace, do the math for me regarding total PRVs, total OBs, and what that does.
Total PRVs go up to 80, that remains at a PRV level of F. Total OBs go down to 105, that remains at OB level 3. And it does not change the guideline minimum range of 365 to 600 months to life.
Okay, very good. All right, next, Mr. Makepeace.
That would be case ending,
I've got 241 next.
yep, 241. The PRVs are correctly scored at 62. The OBs, there are 2 changes. The first one being to OB11, which is currently scored at 25. That should be scored at 0.
Presume no objection to defense.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, OB11 will be reduced to 0.
And then OB13 is currently scored at 25. That should be reduced to 0 as well based on the timing of the offenses.
Again, I presume no objection from defense.
No objection, Your Honor.
OB13 will be reduced to 0. Is that it, Mr. Makepeace, on that?
That's it, Judge. The PRVs remain at 62, PRV level E. Total OBs go down from 60 to 10. That reduces the OB level to 2. That changes the guideline minimum range to 29 to 57 months.
29 to 57 months.
Yes.
All right, defense brief.
Agreed, Your Honor.
Any other changes or modifications to those guidelines on that document from defense?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Makepeace.
Next case, 4478. PRVs are correctly scored at 72. With respect to the OBs, the only change being requested is the OB level, OB13, which is currently scored at 25. That should be scored at 0, again, based on the timing of convictions and dates of offenses.
Again, presume no objection from defense.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, OB13 will be reduced to 0.
That reduces the total OBs from 45 to 20. OB level goes down from 4 to 2, and it reduces the guideline minimum range from 84 to 140 months to 72 to 120 months.
72 to 120.
Yes.
Defense concurs.
Agree, yeah.
Any other changes or modifications to docket ending in 4478?
None, yeah.
Thank you. All right, one more, Mr. Makepeace.
That would be 6461. The PRVs are correctly scored at 65. With respect to the OBs, may I have one moment, Judge?
Of course.
Judge, we are going to ask the court to hold an abeyance of ruling on OB4, which is psychological impact, until after the victim impact statements. We anticipate increasing or asking that to be scored at 10. With respect to ones that are not in dispute at this point, OB11 is currently scored at 25. That should be 0.
OB 11, they're requesting a reduction to 0. No objection from the bench. That'll be reduced to 0.
OB 13 should be reduced to 0 as well from 25, again, based on conviction dates and dates of offenses.
Again, no objection from the bench.
No objection.
OB 13 is reduced to 0. And the complainant on OB, regarding OB 4 is going to be addressing the court here.
I believe so, we anticipate so.
Okay. And this defense, have you put any thought to whether or not OB 4 should be appropriately scored at 10?
It would only be appropriate if there's an impact statement.
Okay, all right, we'll wait and see.
All right, thank you, Judge. If, just for the record, if there is an impact statement, I would put the OB level at 20 and OB total OBs at 20 and the OB level at 2 with a change of to 29 to 57 on the guideline minimum range. Okay. We will come back to that law.
Yeah, we'll circle back.
Thank you.
All right.
No other changes to the guidelines. But
Thank you, Mr. Makepeace. Regarding docket ending in 6461, any additional requests or modifications from the defense?
No.
Okay, all right. So other than the issue of OB4 on that docket number, guidelines have been updated as noted here on the record. Now, of course, Mr. Makepeace, under the Crime Victims' Rights Act, the various complainants on all files are entitled to make statements here in open court before the court imposes a sentence. Do you have complainants here?
we do, Judge. I believe APA Ripley is going to announce which ones are going to push that.
Okay, and how many people will be addressing the court today?
Judge, I believe 7.
7, okay. All I would like from you, Ms. Ripley, is, it does not matter to me what order they go. Just indicate which docket number they will be addressing the court on, okay?
Yes, Judge.
And whenever you're ready.
I believe first we will have Ms. Annette Harris.
So if you are going to be addressing the court here today, you're going to come right through the center door, and you're going to go to the side of the courtroom nearest the prosecutor's table there, and you're going to have a seat in this chair directly next to me, and then I'll explain some ground rules to you before you can speak.
And Judge, for the record, that's going to be on case ending in 218.
I'm going to just suggest if you can't hear, put your headphones on. The sound quality is low. I'm not going to say it's poor, but it's low. No one seems to be using a microphone. Here comes Miss Annette, baby, walking super slow. This lady is only in her 50s and she's walking like she's 85. Okay. I don't know what she had happen to her in the last couple of years, but ma'am is only in her 50s, I think, maybe 60s.
So when you are done, if you could just provide a copy of that, perhaps to the prosecutor's office, so we can make a copy of that, okay? And then you can sit or stand, however you would like to do it. Just make sure that you're keeping your voice nice and loud and clear for us. If you could just first state and spell your name.
Excuse me. Annette Harris, ANNETTEHARRIS.
Thank you, ma'am. And there are Kleenex there if needed, whenever you're ready.
To the Honorable Judge Nicholas Jarvis in the Wayne County Circuit Court. Good morning. I would like to thank the court for giving me the opportunity to speak, I stand here before you to address the concerns that me and my family have. It has been 2 years and 2 months since I reported this I am missing. I want you to know that my life will never be the same. My family's life will never be the same without Messiah. And every day that I wake up with her, I wake up feeling depressed. It's another day without her. I love her and I miss her dearly. I can't tell her that because her life was I can't tell her that because her life was taken from her. Words cannot express just how much me and my family really miss and love Messiah. This has impacted my life and my family's life. There are days when I can't, when I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up feeling depressed. I don't want to talk to anybody, to anyone, just getting out of bed. To do the basic everyday things that I miss, I'm sorry. I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up feeling depressed. I don't want to talk to anyone, just getting out of bed to do the basic everyday things that I need to get done. This has affected my health. I am seeing more than one doctor about my health, including seeing the therapist. I don't feel safe in my home. My address and my phone number has been put on social media. People have been driving by, taking pictures of my home. I have been threatened. My family have been threatened. Pictures taken of me and my family following me in my car. Pictures posted. Setting up GoFundMe raises in the Zion's name without my permission. This has also affected me financially. And my people doing, other people doing podcast shows, emailing me. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Take your time, man.
Shut up.
Anybody else wants to leave? There is a courtroom, 206 down the hallway, you can observe this proceeding. You can't go.
But I don't come into my home. I just,
Step up. Too late. Let's go. So, now, in the red and in black. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Please remain quiet.
Quiet in the court!
Shut the fuck up.
Girl, what is going on in the courtroom? Do y'all hear that?
Right, an additional reminder, if you're going to have difficulty controlling yourself, now would be a good time to leave.
Sir, I usually just tell people.
Y'all, there was some sort of commotion in the courtroom. Girl, what is going on? Baby, what is going on?
I'm sorry, were you through, ma'am?
No, Judge, I'm gonna finish reading the written statement for you.
Let me just say this. So they're asking Annette, is she through? She wasn't. Mr. Makepeace is going to read it for her. But guys, we're going to let this play and we'll revisit this like tonight or something. We will go through every single little bit so we can try to turn up the volume and hear everything. I got the volume all the way up, but I can download it and try to bump the volume up after this is done and see what I can do. Okay. And then we will talk about all of the appearances. Okay. I just want to make minimal interruptions and not stop so it doesn't affect the video. But apparently there was some sort of commotion.
Where I remember her stopping, posting pictures, setting up GoFundMe fundraisers in Nazai's name without my permission. This has also affected me financially, and people doing podcast shows, emailing me, people that I don't know coming to my home, knocking on my door constantly. This is really hard and has been very painful for me, and I pray to God that no one and no other family will ever have to endure what me and my family have endured. This deserves attention and ongoing awareness to other families and people so that this does not happen to anyone and other families like this has happened to me and my family. And that would be the conclusion of the statement from Annette Harris that was provided to my office and that she was reading on the statement.
Thank you. All right, is there any additional complainant that will be addressing the court on file ending in 218?
Yes.
Okay, why don't we have that person go next?
It's Shannon Harris.
Or Ms. Harris in the courtroom?
Then Marquita Harris.
So again, ma'am, you can make your way right up here. You can have a seat or you can stand, however you're most comfortable. Again, that red illuminated device, it's a microphone and a recording device. Just try to direct your voice into that. And could you state and spell your name, please?
My name is Marquita Harris, Marketta. Last name Harris, Harris.
Thank you. And ma'am, you also have a prepared statement?
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind just providing a copy to the prosecutor's office for the court file following the hearing today, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has been 2 years, 2 months, 3 days since we heard, seen, or even physically touched Ms. I. This has tremendously affected my family and I mentally, physically, and emotionally. Since this case started, we have been physically assaulted in public, cyberbullied, harassed, stalked, and so much more. I became homeless, lost several jobs in the past 2 years. My life, my family life, will never be the same again. You have taken something so precious from us, and we'll never give back. Every morning, every day, every month, and every dollar, I have to remind myself that my niece, Nazai, isn't coming back. Our life will never be the same again. Justice is deserved. You're still able to live. You're still able to get health care. You're still able to breathe without any remorse. You are an habitual serial predator. You have taken my kid's favorite cousin. You have taken my first daughter. before I had my own. I hate you. I was nothing but the worst for you. I despise you. My children were removed from my care temporarily because of you. My children's behavior has changed because of you. You have gave the world a whole story to talk about, but today we're here to tell you how this made us feel. Justice will never be served. Going back to the house where Messiah lived doesn't feel the same anymore. I don't sleep at all anymore. I recommend that the court give him the electric chair if that's what Michigan, if we had that. A life for a life. We will never know her last words. We will never know if she suffered in pain. I can't really say or express how I really feel to this whole tragic situation. Since January 9th, 2024 would be the day I'll never forget, the day that I got the call that she never came back home. I never live with myself. I never be able to hear her voice. I never be able to physically touch her. I never be able to see her smile. I never be able to. I'll never be able to get to hold her again. I'll never be able to get to listen to her, see her smile. I'll never get to see her tell me stories of what her day went on about school. I'll never get to have that chance ever again because of you. Hurts.
Yeah, Marquita forgot to leave out the part when she used to deal with Jarvis. Okay. However it went down, the twins have both had that man.
Who will be going next?
Judge, I believe, next would be, Miss Tijuana Bucks.
Okay.
Number 218.
218.
It's like Jarvis, just because you have that mask on doesn't mean we can't see you. It doesn't make you magically disappear. Oh, this is the sister. Okay.
So you can have a seat or you can stand, however you are most comfortable. Just state and spell your name first, please.
Okay. My name is Tijuana Butts. First name Tijuana. Last name Butts.
Do you have a prepared statement?
I do not, sir.
That's fine. Okay, thank you. Whenever you're ready.
I don't have a prepared statement because I had no plans to come here today. I've been battling with myself on what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do. I'm here today for Naziah and for my nieces and the other victims that my brother has harmed. Got up this morning with every intention on going to work because for the last 2 years, I have to go back to that day that I saw a little girl that I did not know, that I had never seen. And I wish that there was a sign that she looked okay. And I believe that she was someone else's niece. And I had no reason not to believe what my brother said to me. That day will forever haunt me because I go back to like, why was I there? why didn't I know? Why was there no sign? However, I'm a firm believer in God, and I do believe that sometimes we got put in places that we don't want to be in, even if we don't know why. And I feel like I was put there that day to be a voice for Zion and for every other child that my brother has harmed. I believe that Naziah's story brought a lot of the other victims out to the forefront. And sitting in the courtroom today, there are many Naziahs and many other victims that are unfortunately being harmed right now at this moment. And people are turning a blind eye to it. People are not paying attention. We need to do better with our families as a community and protecting our children from monsters, from the very people who are supposed to love them and protect them. I don't know why my brother has turned into the person that is in this courtroom today. This is not who I remember as a child. I remember a little boy that used to follow me everywhere, that always wanted to protect me, even though I'm older than him. My brother knows that I've been a victim of sexual assault. My brother knows that I've been molested at a very young age. And he knows the pain it caused. I can't understand why he would want to cause that to an innocent child. Not just Naziah, but to his own children that have his face. I hope that every victim and my nieces and nephews can heal from the things that my brother has done for the last 2 years. I've been drugged on social media. My family has been put all over a lot of platforms, including my children, my grandchildren. People are posting places, the place that I work, and I work with children. I work with children because I had a hard time growing up. We did not have everything growing up, but we did have a grandmother that loved us and cared for us. And I don't know if something happened to my brother when he was young. However, that is no excuse for what he has done. He could have gotten help. He could have said something to someone. Being a victim myself only made me want to protect kids, not harm them in any kind of way. I'm hoping that he has a heart somewhere deep in there to tell where Naziah's body is, because she was innocent. My brother stole so many children's innocence. And he's way more than old enough to know better. I hope that he can remember how we were raised. I hope that he can remember that he was loved. I hope that he gives the people that love her, the people that love her, closure in bringing her body so she can be laid to rest, because she deserves that. She's an innocent child. Her soul should not be roaming the earth. If for no one else, for her. If for no one else, his children. And do because this is my brother. And I'm not gonna stand here and say that I don't love him because I do. And I always will, and I want him to know that. And I hope that if he loves me, that he will do what's right. I watched him sit behind a mask. I watched him hold his head down. You made your bed, you gotta lay in it. Stand in it. Do what you have to do. You did what you did knowing. What you've done has just struck the community. I had to go back to work the day after I testified. 2 days after I testified. And the only thing I could think of was the children that I interact with every day that I love and will protect as my own. How are they going to see me? Because of him. Fortunately enough for me, I have a good support system. And the children I work with know who I am. The staff that I work with know who I am. And the people that I come encounter with every day knows who I am. So it's nothing that anyone can say on social media to change it. Once again, brother, look up at me. I want you to know I do love you. And that will never change. But you have to do what's right. You have to do what's right. I can't turn off my feelings. I hate who he's become. I hate what he's done. You have to do what's right. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let me just say something in between. I'm trying not to interrupt anybody's speeches because this is on live and I don't know, you know what I mean? Anything can happen. As far as the volume, guys, as you can see, nobody is using the microphones. Why? I do not know. It could be after when the other news channels post this, which we don't know if they'll post the whole thing or not. It could be the sound could be elevated. I don't know, but I have it all the way up. So you guys got to, if you have headphones, earbuds, put them on and put your volume all the way up. Yeah, Tijuana, she said what everybody's thinking. I mean, that's her brother. But at the end of the day, I appreciate what she had to say. I'm going to go back on mute, guys. I don't know if this is one of his little victims or not, but this is awful.
Good afternoon. Are you going to be reading?
Yes.
Okay. Just position yourself, if you could, close to that microphone. You can stay.
Life sentence because his actions leaving lifelong scars. Let his consequences be so no other child faces what I have. Thank you for listening and considering how this changed and impacted my life. Here is Brian.
Thank you. You can return to your seat. Thank you. Strictly whenever you're ready.
Yes, Judge. On case ending in 4478.
Okay, so I'm not sure what just happened and why it cut out like that, but I'm wondering, did they cut that footage because this was a young victim and they didn't want to show it? I found it online. Hold on, let me see. I'm streaming directly from a link. I'm on WXYZ. Hey Pam, how are you, hun? I'm on WXYZ and I got it straight from a link on WXYZ.
All right, good afternoon.
Go to WXYZ and then you pull up the story. It said that it was going to be happening, and then they gave a link.
My name is Jalen White, spelled Jayelynn. Last name White, White. Dear Honorable Judge, I want to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to the prosecuting attorneys and Sergeant Shannon Jones. I would not be writing this letter today if it wasn't for the tragic loss of Isaiah Harris. I often went many years without thinking of Jarvis, but now seeing his image repeatedly, I have been overwhelmed with emotional and mental distress. I'm writing this in a deep place of vulnerability. I'm unsure if I will be able to attend sentencing as the toll on my mental health is immense. People cannot see the turmoil inside of me. I've been hospitalized, and many days I cannot get out of bed. And the last thing I want to do is suffer a panic attack in a courtroom. I want to be unequivocal. I believe in rehabilitation and in breaking the cycles of abuse. I believe people can change when they take responsibility and truly commit to doing the work. However, Mr. Butts is already a convicted sex offender when he abused me in 2014. He understood exactly what he was doing. He understood the harm. He understood the potential consequences of already being a convicted sex offender and of being convicted again. Despite knowing the harm and having every opportunity to stop, he continued to abuse children. Mr. Butts has avoided accountability far too long. I urge you to see this as a chance to end the cycle of abuse. Mr. Butts must never have the chance to be free again, because if he is, there is a great chance he will continue to abuse children in his old age. We have a chance in this court, in this moment, to protect others and break the cycle of abuse once and for all. I'm asking you to consider the future we are trying to safeguard. Even if the court accepts the sentencing recommendation and plea agreement, which I sincerely hope it does not, I'll be present at every parole hearing, no matter where life takes me. Thank you again to all for seeking justice.
Mr. Plea, whenever you're ready.
Yes, Judge, I believe, we will have, on 6461, Ms. Bell and, Ms. Butts.
They can come up now. Okay, again, if you could just kindly try to talk into the microphone. If you're comfortable taking your mask down, probably would help with hearing you more clearly. Just state and spell your name, please.
Janaya Flex, JAAYAHTTS.
Very good. Whenever you're ready.
You were once someone I called that until you did what you did. You took someone I really loved, someone I called sister, my favorite cousin, my best friend, my everything. You changed the way I dress, the way I think. You even changed my sexuality. You did very hurtful things to me. I didn't take the trouble you caused me. I no longer look at you as a father figure, no longer as a hero, but now I look at you as a monster. You caused me trauma. It made me look at men different.
were you aware she was done reading her statement?
I'm gonna find out.
Take your time. Thank you.
Your Honor, she was completed.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Plea, who's going next?
Judge, I don't believe that we have anyone left, to make, any more statements.
Okay.
Would you like us to speak now, or did you want us?
So there's not going to be any more victim impact statements?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have anything that we're going to read?
Absolutely. Again, for those of you that are just joining us, we do have confirmed reports of an active shooter at Temple, Israel.
Wow. I don't know if they just cut the feed because of this going on. That's crazy.
This is on Walnut. So many of these active shooter situations within the last 5 years.
Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I
Responding to
can.
this synagogue, and we can see some of that massive
Wow.
response. If this is live yet or not, or pre-recorded video.
Okay,
it looks like
hold
we-
on a
I think this
second,
is still the
guys.
pre-recorded, yeah. But you know, we saw that massive.
What is going on that they cut the feed to this? Not that this is not important that there's an active shooter somewhere, because that is very important, but it's also important that there was some justice being served. This is absolutely nuts. Is this WXYZ? No, this is Fox Detroit. Let me see what's going on. This is crazy. They might be coming back. Let me see. So there's this active shooter. Hold on a second, guys. Yep. We'll see if it comes back. Wow. Yeah. Look, what we saw so far, let's just talk about it real quick. What we saw so far, as far as, you know, Jarvis's sister, I mean, that was really powerful. I appreciated what she had to say because I felt like she said a lot of what a lot of us have been thinking, you know, allow the family to get Naziah back, give some information so that she can be retrieved, she can be laid to rest, all of the things. It's just a lot. It's a lot to process. Annette, I didn't want to be, you know, look, it was hard to connect with her statement because this woman has been so full of lies. Marquita, I'm glad Shannon didn't bother. Shannon, you know, I'm glad Shannon didn't bother to get up there. Even though, she has a lot to answer for. It was best that she didn't get up, but yeah. I don't know why they would have cut this off. Like I said, I understand that an active shooter is very important, but this is also a very important case too. Where is this happening? Does anybody know? In Bloomfield Township. Is this in Michigan? Or someone said something in the comment that there was an active shooter somewhere. Let me see. At a Bloomfield synagogue. Where is that? Is that in Michigan? Okay. I don't know if this is supposed to be in response to what's going on with the war right now. I'm not really sure what's going on, but this is really disappointing because no offense to the people who are going through this right now, but there have been a lot of people waiting to hear this justice moment and get this information. And, the community is really grieving over the loss of this girl and the girls that were victimized. And this was not the feed that they should have cut. Unfortunately, they could have, I'm sure it was not an easy decision to make, but okay, let's see what they're saying right now. Looks like they're coming back. Maybe they're going to go back to the feed. Hold on a second. This is WXYZ.com live, WXYZ.com/live. Hold on, let's see.
Field or Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. So it's a very large hospital in the area. A lot of people go to that hospital. So you would think if there were any people injured that they would end up at that hospital. We have reached out to Henry Ford, their spokesperson, saying at this time they don't have any information to pass along to us.
Gosh,
but
I
telling
hope
us
they,
to,
I'm not
keep in
gonna,
contact with them.
let me just keep the picture off just because it's one thing to kind of stream the court proceedings.
Are going to be very busy. The nurses, the doctors,
their
trying to
live
save and
broadcast.
preserve
We'll just
life.
wait till it
Absolutely
comes
no.
back. Hopefully they're
Most of
going to
the
go
trauma
back to the
centers around
courtroom.
the area
I
will
hope.
will have already been alerted about this, and they'll be ready and prepared if there are injuries for them.
It looks like
to
there's
be
a fire
received.
at this
And we
synagogue,
saw this,
which looks
with
huge.
other, unfortunately, again, former active shooting situations in this area. People go to multiple different locations, multiple different hospitals, and so everybody will be on standby and ready to respond because they train for this. They're ready for it. They don't want to be, but they're ready.
This is so
And
disappointing.
unfortunately, they're far too common in our area.
Yes, as we've been talking, we've had we've just covered so many in the past
In
few
several
years.
years, we had the Oxford
Does
High
anyone
School
know why the other feeds were cut?
shooting. We had the
It's just
shooting
odd.
at the university,
Okay, they're
Michigan
all
State University.
going for this
The
big
Rochester
active
Hills
shooter
splash pad
situation.
was not too long ago.
Wow.
I remember doing an interview with Sheriff Michael Bouchard saying that unfortunately they're all too familiar, and that was at the time of the splash pad shooting. And here we are, months later, and we're going through this again. And Heather,
Everybody's
you brought up
breaking
a
for the
good
active
point.
shooter.
In particular,
Wow. Okay.
Oakland
Well,
County. We're seeing a lot of this.
Yeah, and obviously every time this happens, it's traumatizing for the community. It's traumatizing for families and people who've been connected to the past
Wow.
shootings. And it's also traumatizing for law enforcement. I mean, when they're some of the things that they've had to see in the past couple of years. I mean, obviously they know they have to deal with difficult things in their jobs, but these are pretty horrific things that they have to then go past shootings. And it's also traumatizing for law enforcement. I mean, when they're some of the things that they've had to see in the past couple of years. I mean, obviously they know they have to deal with difficult
okay,
things
let's
in their
go
jobs,
back
but
just for a
these are
minute
pretty horrific things that
over
they have to
here.
then
Let's
go
see.
handle and witness and be a part of, and to keep happening over and over and over again. We have some new video now. Again, this is not live because, again, we do not want to be showing the active law enforcement operation, but we will. This is some different video. You can still see the smoke
Wow.
there coming out. Looks like from a couple different places in the building.
All
You
right,
can
hold
see
on a
several
second. I'm
fire
going to pull
trucks, you
back
can
up.
see ambulances.
EMS.
Yeah, and you can see
EMS
there's
there.
a playground there. So that is potentially, it looks like there's people that were coming out of that door right there to some first responders.
You can see the smoke actually from the
However you would like to do it. Just make sure that you're keeping your voice nice and loud and clear for us. If you could just first state and spell your name.
Excuse me. Annette Harris, ANNETTEHARRIS.
Thank you, ma'am. And there are Phoenix there. If you
Okay, the part that I want to see with Annette's statement is when the commotion broke out. I mean, I watch a lot of these. We were just watching a sentencing. Most of the time, when people come up with the victim impact, they will talk about the person who's passed. They will talk about how whatever the trauma they sustained in enduring the process of maybe finding out that this person passed away, the actual loss of having this person in their life. Um, it will be some sort of an impact direct to the victim, like the actual decedent. And I heard nothing. And maybe it was because I just was like, oh, it's Annette. But I heard nothing about, I miss her smile. She used to love to dance. She was such a good singer. She was an excellent student. I was looking forward to seeing her grow up. And we've just missed out on so much with her. It was social media posts, podcasts, people are this. I'm afraid to be in my home and da 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 da. You had this man in your house. You knew this man was a registered sex offender. Your daughter had back to back to back kids with a guy who was a registered sex offender, who was abusing his own children, who was not even her man. He was everybody's man. He was for the streets. You sat there and co-signed this. This man was pulling children down to the basement. You turned a blind eye and you got the nerve to come up on the stand talking about you're mad because people are doing a podcast? What? I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Really? That's what you're mad about? A podcast? You're not mad because your granddaughter is dead? This guy was up in your face, in your refrigerator, busting down your daughter, producing kids, producing his own victims. You're not mad about that? You're mad about a damn podcast? Really? Okay. I'm so upset that they cut this feed. I cannot even, I can't. If it comes back, I'll let y'all know. I'm monitoring the feed to see if it comes back. What I would imagine is on the evening news tonight, we'll probably see the feed as far as the actual sentence and what actually came down. And, you know, we're going to have to rely on the people in the gallery, in the audience to deliver us the news, to tell us what actually happened. But by the time it's over, it'll be on social media what actually happened. I'm not going to say we saw the most important part, but we were able to experience the victim impact statements, which I'm grateful for. But let's listen to a little bit of Annette. If you came in later, let's just hear Annette and what we do actually have. And girl, the lies.
Whenever you're ready.
I heard someone say, shut the fuck up. That's probably, you know, the news media, they're broadcasting live. They couldn't have shut the fuck up. Now, WXYZ, they had it on their website. So they probably already knew. I don't know. They probably just used their good intuition. Let's go ahead and run this and then we'll edit it down as we need to. If you found, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Anyway, let me just replay what we got so far as victim impact statements, and we'll just have to listen to the streets and then pull up the documents. I mean, that's just what happens. And, you know, these transcripts are not cheap, and that's what's going to have to end up happening is just ordering the transcripts, and then we'll read from it once we get them in. So I will definitely send an email tonight to get the full transcript of this hearing. And then we'll have it, and then we'll read the part that we got up to.
To the Honorable Judge Nicholas John Hathaway in the Wayne County Circuit Court. Good morning. I would like to thank the court for giving me the opportunity to speak as I stand here before you to address the concerns that me and my family have. It has been 2 years and 2 months since I reported this Listen, I want you to know that my life will never be the same. My family's life will never be the same without Messiah. And every day that I wake up with her, I wake up feeling depressed. It's another day without her. I love her and I miss her dearly. I can't tell her that because her life was I can't tell her that because her life was taken from her. Words cannot express just how much me and my family really miss and love Desire. This has impacted my life and my family's life. There are days when I can't, when I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up feeling depressed. I don't want to talk to anybody, to anyone, just getting out of bed. To do the basic everyday things that I miss, I'm sorry. I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up feeling depressed. I don't want to talk to anyone, just getting out of bed. To do the basic everyday things that I need to get done. This has affected my health. I am seeing more than one doctor about my health, including seeing the therapist. I don't feel safe in my home. My address and my phone number has been put on social media. People have been driving by, taking pictures of my home. I have been threatened. My family have been threatened. Pictures taken of me and my family following me in my car. Pictures posted. Setting up GoFundMe raises in Desir's name without my permission. This has also affected me financially. I don't know.
Okay, this is the part. This is the part where we should hear the commotion going on. Okay, someone yelled out, "Shut up."
There is a courtroom, 206 down the hallway. You can observe this proceeding. You can't control it.
Did you guys hear that? Someone yelled out, "Shut up." I'm sorry. This is not, I mean, this is about Annette and her foolishness and her antics and shenanigans, not mentioning one thing about Naziah was a good student. She liked to ride a bike. She wanted to go to college. She wanted to be a this. She wanted to be a that. I talked to her mother. Her mother is upset or her mother is grief stricken. They haven't mentioned anything about nothing about the girl, nothing about the young lady, nothing about the life loss. This is all one big Annette session. Absolutely mind blowing. Girl, they said, shut up. Woo.
Anybody else wants to leave? There is a courtroom, 206 down the hallway. You can observe this proceeding. You can't control it.
And I don't come to my home.
two ladies here. So, ma'am, in the red and in the black. Let's go.
Please remain quiet. Quiet in the court.
Shut the fuck up.
Girl, I got scared for a second because I didn't know what was going to happen, but you heard them say, shut the fuck up. It's sad that we could hear what was going on in the gallery better than we could hear Annette play acting over on the stand for sympathy, hoping that Mr. Makepeace and Miss Ripley aren't going to be coming for her next. This is my opinion, y'all. If you want to watch uninterrupted, just scroll back to the beginning. At the end of the day, this was Annette's performance because she doesn't want Miss Ripley and Mr. Makepeace coming knocking on her door with a damn indictment. Okay? I'm sorry. This woman is a clown. Okay? She's over here trying to put on an old lady show. This lady is not even that old. She's somewhere in her late 50s, early 60s. It's like, come on, ma'am. Seriously? You're walking up here damn near with a walker. What's wrong with you? You mad? I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. She's trying to not get some charges. Marquita sat up there and wants to act like she's cussing out Jarvis, but did you forget you used to mess with Jarvis? You and your sister got that weird twin thing going on. Okay? I don't know what y'all got going on, but most sisters don't share men. Okay? I'm sure most twins don't either, but y'all got something weird going on over there, sharing each other's men, because we all know about it. Okay? And for her to get up there and talk about she hates him, meanwhile, your sister loves him, laid down and had 5 children with him when he was having children with everybody else. I just can't even. It's like, ma'am, seriously? Can you sit down and give the real victims a chance to get up and talk, please? And the fact that they cut the feed is like, I haven't even processed that one yet. But let's try to hear the rest of what happened and go back and just hear as much as we can. And then I'm sure the news will be giving us. I'm on X right now to see if anybody is posting what the actual sentence was, because they've got to be close to the finish by now.
Let's step up. Two ladies here. So, ma'am, in the red and in the black. Let's go.
And I don't come into my home.
Let's step up. Two ladies here. So, ma'am, in the red and in the black. Let's go.
Please remain quiet. Quiet in the court.
Shut the fuck up.
Right, an additional reminder, if you're going to have difficulty controlling yourself, now would be a good time to leave.
Sir, I usually just tell people. Ma'am, thank you.
I mean, the bad thing is, on top of everything, if Shannon actually got, so that's the detective right there. Remember her? The one who read all the text messages, this lady right here. Was her name Sharon? Her name was Sharon Jones or something. This lady with the glasses. I think that's the lead detective right there. If you guys remember from the preliminary hearing, the detective, she was up and down like maybe 2 or 3 times. She sat there and read all the text messages. I think her name was Sharon, or maybe, I don't think it was Shannon, but I think it was Sharon Jones or something. Detective Jones. That's her right there, sitting in the front with the glasses. The shame part is that even though, who cares if Shannon Harris got kicked out, but at the end of the day, her she's the mom to one of the victims. So the fact that you can't control yourself, and it's not about you with this, it is about you because you laid down with that man, but you needed to be there to support your child, if just for whether she's there or not, whether she had something to say or not. As a mother, the fact that we can hear you over and above everybody else in the back of the courtroom, because I feel like that was her who said, shut the fuck up. If she got kicked out, like, she's just trash. I mean, it's just the distractions for me in trying to take away from this man's sentencing so the people couldn't really see it. It's crazy to me. Anyway, I'm over here on the live feed and it's not back. They're over there in Oakland County. Wherever this synagogue is, that's where they're at. That was ridiculous. Annette,
I'm sorry, were you through, ma'am?
No, Judge, I'm going to.
girl, were you through?
The written statement for.
Very good. You can return to your seat.
Thank you to everybody who's contributing. I appreciate it. We will get it ordered. I'll send the email and get it ordered. Oh, somebody asked earlier, I don't know if that person's still here. When the sister came up to give her testimony, someone said, is that the one from Ypsilanti? The people in Ypsilanti were his friend King's people. Those were the family of King's baby mom. When Jarvis's sister saw Naziah, that was at the shop. She had come to get her car fixed, and she noticed a girl getting in and out of the vehicle. His sister asked who the girl was, and he said that was his niece. He said that was King's niece or something like that. She saw Naziah. She thought it was, can't say she thought it was strange. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she asked her brother who that was. And he said that was King's niece, and she was satisfied and didn't think anything else of it. But obviously she's still riddled with guilt, feeling like maybe she should have done something more. She just didn't know what she didn't know. But no, she's not the one who was in Ypsilanti. The people in Ypsilanti were King's baby mom's mother, sister, and King had gone up to bring that lady her Jaguar or whatever, the mother, and that was his child's people. So that is not her. So the person who was wondering about the Ypsilanti folks, that's not them. So King's ex, the one who got on the stand was her sister and the mother, because the ex wasn't there. They had dropped the car off to the mama's house, and her other daughter was there, and I guess maybe his nephew or something. But yeah, she's the lady who got up to speak with the curly hair, Jarvis Butts, Tawana Butts, is not the person. She encountered Naziah for the first and only time at the shop when he was in the process of fixing her car. And she was able to place Naziah. That was like one of the eyewitness accounts of Naziah after the school bus, because oftentimes they say she got off the school bus and no one ever saw her again, which is not actually true, because she was at the shop. She went from the bus. We don't know what happened in between the bus to the shop, but she got to the shop and she was seen by his sister. And then they were returning the car up to Ypsilanti, and she was seen by King's ex, his baby mom's people. When they went to return the car, they asked her who that little girl was, and he told them that was Jarvis's niece, of which she was kin to none of them. She was kin to Jarvis's kids, but he was not married to Shannon, so that was not his niece. That was his girlfriend's niece, or his baby mom's niece, however you want to put it. So just to clarify that. All right, guys, let's just watch a little bit more, whatever we have, and then I'm just going to cut the feed because that's the news shifted in Detroit today. Rightfully so, because maybe there's fatalities and things like that. I understand, but unfortunately, we lost the rest of the live feed to the sentencing. If you want to watch this uninterrupted, it's posted on other channels, but also if you just slide back, we watch this uninterrupted, no commentary. Right now, we're just watching some of the playback. So if commentary bothers you, then just slide all the way back to the beginning and you can watch it uninterrupted.
Go where I remember her stopping. Posting pictures, setting up GoFundMe fundraisers in Nazai's name with without my permission. This has also affected me financially, and people doing podcast shows, emailing me, people that I don't know coming to my home, knocking on my door constantly. This is really hard and has been very painful for me, and I pray to God that no one and no other family will ever have to endure what me and my family have endured. This deserves attention and ongoing awareness to other families and people so that this does not happen to anyone and other families like this has happened to me and my family. And that would be the conclusion of the statement from Annette Harris that was provided to my office and that she was reading on the statement.
Thank you. All right, is there any additional complainant that will be addressing the court on file ending in 218?
Yes,
Okay, why don't we have that person go next?
it's Shannon Harris.
Or Mrs. Harris in front?
Then Marquita Harris.
So again, ma'am, you can make your way right up here. You can have a seat or you can stand, however you're most comfortable. Again, that red illuminated device, it's a microphone and a recording device. Just try to direct your voice into that. And if you just state and spell your name, please.
My name is Marquita Harris, M-A-R-K-E-T-T-A. Last name, Harris, H-A-R-R-I-S.
Thank you. And ma'am, you also have a prepared statement?
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind just providing a copy to the prosecutor's office for the court file following the hearing today, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has been 2 years, 2 months, 3 days.
Yeah, that's Marquis.
Heard, seen, or even physically touched Ms. Eye. This has tremendously affected my family and I mentally, physically, and emotionally. Since this case started, we have been physically assaulted in public, cyberbullied, harassed, stalked, and so much more. I became homeless, lost several jobs in the past 2 years. My life, my family life, will never be the same again. You have taken something so precious from us that we'll never get back. Every morning, every day, every month, and every dollar, I have to remind myself that my desire isn't coming back. Our life will never be the same again. Justice isn't served. You're still able to live. You're still able to get health care. You're still able to breathe without any remorse. You are an habitual serial predator. You have taken my kid's favorite cousin. You have taken my first daughter before I had my own. I hate you. I was nothing but the worst for you. I despise you. My children were removed from my care temporarily because of you. My children's behavior has changed because of you. You have gave the world a whole story to talk about, but today we're here to tell you how this made us feel. Justice will never be served.
I'm just going to say they took them kids because they had questions. Every time something like this happens, because this kind of stuff unfortunately happens in lots of places all over the country. Everybody's kids are not removed from a home, especially in a in another home. They came and cleared all them kids out because they needed to know what was going on. They don't just come get everybody's kids all of a sudden. They needed to know how nobody knew. That's why y'all had to be separated from your kids, and they needed to be able to investigate, ask those kids questions, because there had been reports. And you guys trained those kids, you groomed those kids to lie to investigators. When they told the truth, it was ignored by CPS. And when they finally were able to come and ask questions, they were probably instructed to tell lies. So they needed to get the kids by themselves so they could do the proper forensic examinations. And that's why there's a whole, that's why the victim list is the victim list at this moment. Because one of those victims was up under one of y'all's roofs outside of Nazaya. There was more. They needed those kids to themselves so they could get the actual story. Come on now. They don't just come get everybody's kids. If you were doing what you were supposed to be doing, those kids would have been where they needed to be, and you would have had the appropriate answers. Because your sister and your mother are fugazi, that's why your kids were taken away. And if you, being a sister, would have done the right thing, you wouldn't have had your twin messing with that clown to begin with and having 5 kids. That's how it really jumps off. She should have never been with that guy. And you and your mother turning a blind eye to allowing her as women to think it's okay to lay down with a sex offender and have 5 children is the most stupidest thing I have ever heard.
Going back to the house where Desire lived doesn't feel the same anymore. I don't sleep at all anymore. I recommend that the court give him the electric chair if that's what Michigan, if we had it. A life for a life. We will never know her last words. We will never know if she suffered in pain.
Okay, so maybe she wasn't there when he took the plea deal. It says in the document, we read it today. It said in the document when they asked, so in the hearing on February 12th, they asked him specifically if he purposefully injured or did harm to Nazaya. So maybe you missed that part, but yeah, she was in pain. That grown man killed her. Come on now.
I can't really say or express how I really feel to this whole tragic situation. Since January 9th, 2024 will be the day I'll never forget, the day that I got the call that she never came back home. I never live with myself. I never been able to hear her voice. I never been able to physically touch her. I never be able to see her.
What about never be able to forgive your mother for waiting over 24 hours and called the school and reported her as a runaway? How about not calling the police? How about not bubbling it up sooner? How about trying to pretend like nothing ever happened?
I'll never be able to get to hold her again. I'll never be able to get to listen to her, see her smile. I'll never get to see her tell me stories of what her day went on about school. I'll never get to have that chance ever again because of you. Hurts.
Girl, bye. Okay, so someone in the chat was saying that I guess one of the news channels says that they will broadcast it later. Maybe they'll post it. If it posts, I'll definitely let you guys. I'll be coming back, but we'll go up through Tawana's testimony. This is it's very sad that they don't have this posted right now, but that's okay.
Okay.
We'll go up to what Tawana's
Go next.
Judge, I believe next would be Ms. Tiwana Butts,
And which file number?
218.
218.
I'm gonna just say the last time I saw Nazia's mom out here on social media, it wasn't looking very good. She doesn't seem to be in, I don't know what her health status is. I don't know, but she, she relinquished her custody, put it that way. Annette is basically her guardian. As far as the mom, I really don't know. It's very sad, unfortunately, very sad. We don't know. I can't really say where the woman could be. She could be there, but I don't know.
Good afternoon. So you can have a seat or you can stand, however you're most comfortable. Just state and spell your name first, please.
Okay. My name is Tiwana Butts. First name Tijuana. Last name Butts.
Do you have a prepared statement?
I do not, sir.
That's fine. Okay, thank you. Whenever you're ready.
I don't have a prepared statement because I had no plans to come here today. I've been battling with myself on what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do. I'm here today for Nazia and for my nieces and the other victims that my brother has harmed. Got up this morning with every intention on going to work because for the last 2 years, I have to go back to that day that I saw a little girl that I did not know and I had never seen. And I wish that there was a sign that she looked okay. And I believe that she was someone else's niece. And I had no reason not to believe what my brother said to me. That day will forever haunt me because I go back to why was I there? Why didn't I know? Why was there no sign? However, I'm a firm believer in God, and I do believe that sometimes we got put in places that we don't want to be in, even if we don't know why. And I feel like I was put there that day to be a voice for Nazia and for every other child that my brother has harmed. I believe that Nazia's story brought a lot of the other victims out to the forefront. And sitting in the courtroom today, there are many Nazias, many other victims that are unfortunately being harmed right now at this moment. And people are turning a blind eye to it. People are not paying attention as a community and protecting our children from monsters, from the very people who are supposed to love them and protect them. I don't know why my brother has turned into the person that is in this courtroom today. This is not who I remember as a child. I remember a little boy that used to follow me everywhere that always wanted to protect me, even though I'm older than him. My brother knows that I've been a victim of sexual assault. My brother knows that I've been molested at a very young age. And he knows the pain that it caused. I can't understand why he would want to cause that to an innocent child. Not just Desire, but to his own children that have his face. I hope that every victim and my nieces and nephews can heal.
This, so it cut out there on Fox Detroit. Can you get her, Portia, hush. Y'all, sorry. Okay, we saw more than that because some of the other victims, we saw more of the victims. Now, it's quite possible they could have cut that feed because I don't really know. I'm not sure. We know that obviously there was some sort of emergency. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up my feed. There were additional people that we saw. We saw some of the victims come through. And it's unfortunate we didn't get to see the sentencing. I've been searching ever since the feed got cut to find out what actually happened. Maybe it's still going on right now. I would imagine we're going to hear soon from somebody is going to be on their social media telling us exactly what happened. I'm going to wait maybe one more hour to see. Yeah, so we were on, I don't know if the cameraman, I don't know what what the guidelines were, but they definitely, we saw more because the feed had cut off. So a lot of you guys came in, some of you guys came in after some of the feeds were cut off, and I was still on a live feed from, was it WXYZ/live. Okay. I was reading an article early this morning and I just saw, and they said, if you'd like to watch the sentencing live, click on this link. And I clicked on the link and I was like, oh, okay, this is their live feed, whatever. I was still tuned in on YouTube to see who was going to post it, like which news channel. But I mean, I'm glad that I did click on that because that gave us a little bit longer access to the feed, but it ended up getting cut anyway. So if you're just coming in not too long ago, there were additional victims that we saw. It looked like they were done with victims and they were getting ready to get to the sentencing. But I've been on X. I have not seen anybody like go live from their phone yet. I would imagine somebody's got the news to tell us what actually happened. I'm going to call the courtroom and see what I can find out. And see if they have the sentencing yet. But it'll be a minute before it gets posted. Like maybe by 5 o'clock today, it'll be posted. But whenever I find out an update, I will get back to y'all. So make sure if you're not subscribed here, go ahead and subscribe, set your notifications. And as soon as I get a news update regarding like the details and the facts, I will get back to y'all. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. I think Jarvis's sister is a stand-up lady. I'm sure it's a hard place to be when your family member is in the midst of the shits and you love that person, but that person has done wrong or that person is not the person that you thought that they were. And you got to stand in it too, just as much as he has to stand in his foolishness and whatever he got going on. His sister has to deal with it in a different type of way. And she's standing up for the victims, as she said, a victim herself. And she stated that she wished that if something had happened to him, he would have told somebody so they could have supported him because she was a victim herself. She was also, I appreciated her acknowledging that her nieces were affected. Naziah was affected. That's her niece's cousin. He's just despicable. So I don't think she was standing there to protect him. She wasn't standing there to excuse him, but she was standing in support of the victims, and also I'm sure I would imagine she's supporting Judge Hathaway and doing whatever Judge Hathaway felt like he needed to do, because her brother is sick and he's a menace. It's back on WXYZ. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. It's not back yet. If you're talking about what they were broadcasting up until they went to the active shooter, we got all that. Just slide back to the beginning. So if you're just now coming in, we got all of that at the beginning. Hold on a second. Is that what you're talking about? On WXYZ? It's posted on WXYZ website. I was on let's see. Hold up. WXYZ. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm pulling it up now. Okay. I don't see any new footage, but they are saying, let's see, prosecutor's office said the sentencing agreements are part of the plea deal. Okay, so they posted this. They're giving the ranges. I don't see. Okay, well, let's see if there's anything else. Let me just go to breaking news. Hold on. If you've got the, let's see. What I'm seeing on breaking news is that he was going to be sentenced today. It's an update that's around 10:30. It's a 10:30, it's a 10:25 update, and he didn't get the hearing didn't start till noon. So what I'm seeing here is everything that we already know. So the plea deal information, we're seeing the plea deal information, and it's kind of like a catch up for someone who's not necessarily hadn't been following everything, but this was at 10:30. This is not like the most up-to-date information, because let's see, and last updated 25 minutes ago. Let's see, so maybe towards the bottom, the 42-year-old was charged last year. Okay, let me just read this. Let's see. It says this was posted 10:25 and then last updated 25 minutes ago. So let's see if there's anything new here. Let's see. Accused of killing and sexually abusing 13-year-old Naziah Harris, and named in at least 5 other complaints filed by CPS. Butts, the man who admitted to killing Naziah Harris, has been sentenced and will spend up to 135 years in prison for murder and 5 counts of criminal sexual conduct. Butts has been sentenced to the following. So the judge, I wish I could have heard. So he gave it concurrent. Okay. Okay. Butts, who admitted to killing Naziah Harris, has been sentenced and will spend up to 135 years in prison for murder and 5 counts of criminal sexual conduct. Butts has been sentenced to the following: Homicide in the second degree, 35 to 60 years. 1 count of criminal sexual conduct with a person 17 years or older, 10 to 15 years. 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the third degree with a person 13 to 15. 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct and in the second degree with people under the age of 13. All of those will run concurrently. Prosecutors say Butts murdered the teen after finding out she was pregnant with his child. Her body was never found. Watch below. Years before Neziah Harris's murder case, CPS was warned. Years before Neziah Harris's murder case, CPS warned repeatedly about the alleged killer. 42-year-old charged last year in connection with Harris's murder and sexual assault in other cases. Butts took a plea deal last month, weeks before he was set to go to trial for the sexual assault and the murder of the 13-year-old. As part of the plea deal, several charges were dropped in each of those cases, including the sexual assault charge against Neziah Harris. According to Wayne County prosecutor, Butts pled guilty in 6 cases to second-degree murder, 4 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct, 1 count of third-degree criminal sexual conduct. The prosecutor's office said that the sentencing agreement is part of the plea deal, 35 to 60 years second-degree, 10 to 15 on 4 counts of second-degree, 10 to 15 years on 1 count of third-degree, all served concurrently. I would like to see Judge Hathaway articulate that and then just get the write-up, just because they're saying 135 years, but if it's all being served concurrently, then I don't know that that's 135 years, but okay. I don't know that that's, unless that's what Judge Hathaway said, unless he said consecutively, but concurrently would mean that they all roll in. So we don't really know what he got between the 35 to 60. We'll keep refreshing and see. I just, if this was the article that you're talking about right here, but I'm on breaking news and father charged allegedly threatening his mother. Okay. That's the only thing I see for Jarvis Butts. Let me just search one more time. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This one, is this one? Okay, this is, let's see, Jarvis Butts, man charged in connection with the murder and sexual assault of Neziah Harris, 42-year-old charged in last year's connection with Harris's murder and sexual assault case later this month as part of the plea deal. Okay, we saw that part. Is this today? I feel like this is the same article we just read. That's not today because his hair's, it looked like he got his hair cut. These are older videos. That's not today either. They're not in that courtroom. No one is giving the actual number yet. When I find out, I will come back live. I'll come back live. Prosecutor said that the sentencing agreement. So this right here is the sentencing agreement, but we haven't heard what Judge Hathaway has put down yet. So we'll come back. Let me just do one more Google search just to see if anybody is reporting anything different. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the synagogue situation has taken over the news, and that's in that area. Hopefully, looked like there was a fire at the synagogue. I don't know what is going on over there, but it doesn't seem to be a good situation. So, um, hopefully there's no fatalities over there. I don't know what's really going on, but obviously it literally took over the news in y'all's area. If you're in the Detroit, Michigan area, Wayne County, Oakland County, all of that, it looks pretty serious. So, um, but I would imagine they're going to get us up to date a little bit later. So I'm sorry that this got interrupted, guys. We did, yeah. If you go back, let me go back here. There was some additional coverage that we saw. It cut out after Tawana on most of the channels. Hold on a second. We probably had it for an extra maybe 20 minutes. Let's see. We had it up to about, okay, hold on a second. All right. So, okay, let me just say something in between. Okay, so this is the feed. So we had, and it kept breaking. I think that at a certain point, so because at a certain point, some people started coming in and say, wow, like what feed are you on? And then maybe we had like an additional 10 minutes. There were victims coming up, and notably, we could hear certain things. Some people, we did hear what they had to say. I'll just play it, but just maybe like the one right after Tawana goes down, maybe for about 10 minutes or so, but it cuts right around here. So if you go back, not this last, we rewatched Tawana and Shannon and all that for a minute, but around the middle of this video, right around here, they kind of focus on Jarvis and some of the actual young victims. We know one of his victims is around 21 now. But she might be the oldest of his victims. And so I'm trying not to interrupt anybody's speeches because this is on live and I don't know.
Let his consequences be so no other child faces what I have. Thank you for listening and considering how this change has impacted my life. Here is Brian.
Yes, Judge.
And as far as the volume is concerned, guys, the volume is super low. It seemed like nobody used the microphone, and
Sending in 4478.
okay, so I'm not sure what just happened and why it cut out like that, but I'm wondering, did they cut that footage because this was a young victim and they didn't want to show it? I found it online. Hold on, let me see. I'm streaming directly.
Take responsibility and truly commit to doing the work of the prosecuting attorneys and Sergeant Chan. I want to be, dear honorable judge, I want to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to the prosecuting attorneys and Sergeant Shannon Jones. I would not be writing this letter today if it wasn't for the tragic loss of Isaiah Harris. I often went many years without thinking of Jarvis, but without seeing his image repeatedly, I have been overwhelmed with emotional and mental stress. I'm writing this in a deep place of vulnerability. I'm unsure if I will be able to attend sentencing as it's all my mental health is about. People cannot see the turmoil inside of me. I've been hospitalized and many days I cannot get out of bed. And the last thing I want to do is suffer a panic attack in a courtroom. I want to be unequivocal. I believe in rehabilitation and in breaking the cycles of abuse. I believe people can change when they take responsibility and truly commit to doing the work. However, Mr. Butts is already a convicted sex offender when he abused me in 2014. He understood exactly what he was doing. He understood the harm. He understood the potential consequences of already being a convicted sex offender and of being convicted again. Despite knowing the harm and having every opportunity to stop, he continued to abuse children. Mr. Butts has avoided accountability far too long. I urge you to see this as a chance to end the cycle of abuse. Mr. Butts must never have a chance to be free again, because if he is, there is a great chance he will continue to abuse children in his old age. We have a chance in this court, in this moment, to protect others and break the cycle of abuse once and for all. I'm asking you to consider the future we are trying to safeguard. Even if the court accepts the sentencing recommendation and plea agreement, which I sincerely hope it does not, I'll be present at every parole hearing, no matter where life takes me. Thank you again to all for seeking justice.
If they gave him the 135, it sounds like he got the max on everything, and rather than doing it concurrently, they gave it to him consecutively, because if they gave him the 60 and then he had four second degree criminal sexual conduct and one second degree, he had 4 second degree, 1 third degree. So if he got 60 and then 15 times 4 is 60, so that's 120. And if he gave him the max on the 35, which was like 10 to 15 also, then that would be 135 if they gave him everything consecutively. Okay. He gave it to him consecutive rather than concurrently. Good, because he was looking, because the deal was for him to get it concurrent. So he would have just done 60. So he's got himself a life in prison. Good. Very good. I'm going to be honest with you. If this is what today is like with the sentencing, do you imagine if everybody is reporting to court? Had they had a trial, not saying it couldn't have been handled, because they obviously, Wayne County's been in business for a long time. They know how to run a trial. But at the end of the day, if on today you had outbursts and emotional, it was emotional for a lot of people. It could have got real ugly in a 2 to 3 week trial. Like the fact they could handle it today, but if they would have had to handle that every day for weeks, not to say they couldn't handle it, because I'm sure they can, but it would have been something to handle with Annette and Shannon and whomever showing up with the foolishness. And, people are angry, upset, grieving, healing, all of the things. So either way, it's a life sentence. So good. Very good. I'm pleased with that. I'm eager to see the footage and get all of the documentation so we can just read through that. I'm so disappointed at the feed, but I understand there is a crazy situation going on. So they had to do what they had to do, but I'm very, I'm disappointed nonetheless. But when it comes up, I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back and we'll talk about it again a little bit later. If you missed some of those speeches in the middle, just go up to about this part in the middle and you'll catch it. And then it went to this, and then we were trying to figure out like what the hell happened. And then we went back and revisited Shannon and Marquita and then the sister. But I so appreciate his sister getting up and giving some life to the situation and asking some questions that we all wanted to know. Okay, guys. Yes, I remember one of the victims' fathers jumped up. Yes, it would have been look, I'm not going to say it wouldn't have been manageable, because there are situations that happen in courtrooms every single day and they get handled. But having it all done, he got what he would have gotten. Had he gone to trial, this is what he would have came up with. There was so much evidence for him and these victims, and nobody has any tolerance. There's no bandwidth for this type of behavior. At the minimum, we got to protect our children. I don't think there's a jury around that would exonerate this man. So he would have been in deep shit, especially with the cast of people who would have came, and all the fact that he was so inappropriate with so many young children and the children of girlfriends, his own children, just like his own sister said out of her mouth, you abuse people with your own face. So just, he's getting what he would have got anyway. So did he get 6? So yeah, let me see. Let's see. Nobody has, I don't see anything other than what we just read. So there might be something posted on Instagram, but I don't see it yet. Or I've been looking on X and yeah, we'll just wait for it to post. And once it gets posted, somebody's in the courtroom and somebody's going to go and report what they heard or what they know. As soon as I find something out, I will come back, y'all. I definitely will. I appreciate all of y'all who came through today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. I will see you guys as soon as I have an update for you. Okay. We'll talk about anything else a little bit later. We can, prayer works, and hopefully there may, you just never know. I think energy is powerful. And even in a case that we talked about today, even though it's been over 2 years, people's remains can be found, years and years afterwards. There was a sentencing. We just watched a sentencing this morning for a girl in Ohio who killed her boyfriend. Now that was 7 months, but let me tell you something. They wrapped him up, hog-tied him, wrapped him up, and dumped him literally an hour and a half away. In Ohio, they went all the way up to Lake Huron and dumped him an hour and a half away from where he lived. And on one day, some people were kayaking and came across his body. Now, yes, that was 7 months, not 2 years and 2 months, but you just never know what happened, how it was done. So, keep Naziah in your thoughts and prayers, and what's done in the dark will come to the light. This man he's getting his sentencing on today, and you just never know who is where and has eyes today and that will see what hasn't been seen, and she will be found. So let's just keep your thoughts and prayers with her, and you just never know how a branch will shake something loose, somebody will be somewhere they haven't been, a boat's going to dock where it hasn't been going. You know what I mean? Things happen, and it's getting ready to be spring. It's not icy out. It's not going to be snowy anymore. Because, in certain parts of the country, when winter takes over, it takes over for a good period of time. But it's getting ready to be spring again, and people are going to be out and about and looking and seeing, and you just never know what can happen. So anyway, I will see you guys later. As soon as I have another update, I'll come back. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. Oh, and let me just say one last thing. Thank you to everybody who contributed. I will get the transcript. You guys know sometimes it can take a week up to 10 days to get these transcripts, but I will send the email over and make the request. And as soon as they come in, we will definitely talk about it. Okay. We'll definitely read through and we'll get all of the details, even if we already know. We will get through and read everything. And thank you to everybody who sent their milestones, any sort of acknowledgments or support. I certainly appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Okay. Thank you guys. See you later.